Hello, how are you doing? Welcome back to F1 24 and another part of the Lewis Hamilton career mode. Today we take on the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Last time out, we had a bit of a mixed one in Brazil. We had good pace, but just a couple of things conspired against us. But we managed to finish 6th in the end. It's been a very, very consistent season, hasn't it? And well, fingers crossed we can keep that going from now until the end of the season. We've had a little bit of a drought from winning races recently. We need to try and get back on top of that as soon as possible. And that starts with this weekend in Las Vegas. Now, what we do want to do probably is have the freshest engine we possibly can, because it is such a power circuit, is Las Vegas, and I'm looking forward to it. You know, it's the first time that I will have driven it since last year's game. Only the second time I will have raced it ever. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Hopefully it'll be a good Grand Prix, and hopefully you will enjoy it as well. Let's have a little look at what we can do in terms of protecting next year's car. Looks like all the aerodynamics are fine. For next year, it's just the chassis and powertrain. Most of them are protected. We have got a little bit more money to spend, so we are going to do that now. Adapt those parts. Try and keep Mercedes in the hunt next year, because I feel like that's what Lewis will do. He will leave Mercedes in a good way. So that's what we're going to try and replicate.
Okay, mate, I'm pleased to say that our new parts have come through without any issues, so they'll be on the car, ready for the next race weekend.
Got 265 points, so yeah, we can protect the ERS cool in there. That looks fine. We'll allow Russell to do the rest for now. Right then, let's get into the race weekend here in Las Vegas. Let's see if anything is of note. Is it going to be wet? Ooh, it's going to be wet in qualifying. That's going to be really interesting. Right, I'll see you guys for that right now.
The walls are close, the speeds are high, and the location is borderline unbelievable. It is time for qualifying in Las Vegas.
Well, there it is, the Great Sphere. And here we are, ready for qualifying on those, I reckon, wet tyres, probably, yeah. So, let's have a little look at the weather. Is it going to improve at all? It doesn't really look like it throughout the session. I think it's going to be quite tricky conditions, so it's going to be a case of, do we go out there on the intermediates or do we go out there on the wets? I think we have to start off with the wet tyres. Pace has been very, very strong this weekend. You know, I think particularly in the race, we're going to have a great setup. But can we get out there and can we qualify well? That's the real question here. In these conditions, are we going to be able to do it? It is very, very wet out there. It is going to be a real case of which ones are going to be better, the wets or the intermediates. I think early on in the session, the wet tyres, let's try and get as much water up as we can, build the confidence in the car, but I think this is going to be a real challenge here. And here we go then, first lap time. We've seen Pierre Gasly go over the line. He did a 1:44, we're in the 1:45, so there's plenty more time to come. But that was a bit of a banker lap, just make sure that we get a time on the board kind of situation. And we'll see if we can improve on that. Here we go, 4/10 quicker this time, but it's not really great, is it? Takes us maybe one place higher, but we're gonna struggle here, I think, if we don't improve. And it's all about getting the tyres in the window and finding that confidence. And, well, 0.2 of a second already we found. It's amazing, really. But every lap you just feel like you can break that little bit later. Well, here we go then. We're giving it a go on the intermediate tyres. See if we can get that better grip that we're searching for. And you can see it is just such a better tyre to be on in these conditions. You know, we've got the speed, we just need to keep it on the track. And although the other, you know, extreme wets are good at getting you slowed down, these are the ones you want to be on in the high speed corners. These will keep you on track and you can be sure about when to put the power down. And you can see already we're a second up. It might not be enough though. It might not be enough because everybody out there is going to be improving because these track conditions are getting better. It's going to be really about when can you get the power down and all of that. Purple middle sector though, that gives us a little bit of confidence, and I think it is going to be intermediate tyres that are going to be the ones that will help us get through here. We've got one more lap to come after this. I might try and improve again, but that was beautifully flowed through those corners. Right, let's see what we can do as we come up to the line. Where's this going to put us? It's going to put us first with a 1:42.9, but that's a big lock-up because I was too busy looking at the times. Big lock-up into turn 1. The other guys are going to come over the line now. What sort of times are they going to produce? Let's see. Oh, well, Perez goes quickest. He's first over the line now. Norris goes quickest. We could be in trouble here. Piastri goes up into P2. Tell you who could be in trouble, our teammate George Russell, because he's not even out there. So we're going to stay out there. Checkered flag is coming out. Magnussen splits us and Russell. We can see times are just tumbling here. Bottas is behind as well. Ferrari over the line there. Down to 11th. Are we going to make it through? It's going to be very, very tight, isn't it? 13th, 14th. 14th place, but George Russell for the second race in a row is going to go out in qualifying. But boy, oh boy, did we just survive there. 14th place. I thought we'd done a great job, but clearly the track evolved massively. And there you go. Leclerc out as well. So Russell and Leclerc, both of our rivals, for second place in the championship. We will certainly take that. Here we come then, first lap in Q2, and we are out there on the extreme wets. It's a 42.9. Now then, can we get back in and get back out? I'm thinking on the intermediate tyres for our final run. Now that we've got a bit of confidence there. But actually, we're not going to make it. We're not going to make it back round, so we're just going to have to hope that that is enough. It's going to be close. It doesn't look like the track evolved quite as much this time. We are through in P4. We'll settle for that. Going out in Q2 then. Tsunoda, Hülkenberg, Gasly, Sargent, and Daniel Ricciardo. Well, here we come then for our first run at pole position. We've struggled because we've hit the barriers a couple of times in this session so far. Needing to get that front wing replaced, and we head round, and it's second place. We will get one more go at it though. Maybe two. Not sure exactly when we crossed over the line. It's going to be very tight though. But yeah, well, it is just going to be the one lap, I think. We are improving though. So this needs to be the best time that we can manage. Somebody else has put in a faster first sector than us. But we've just felt more comfortable on the intermediate tyres today than we have the wet tyres. Strategically, both of them have very similar lap times, I think. And there you go again, 2 purple sectors. I don't think anybody's taken our purple middle sector this time. This is very good. We had a nice tow on the last lap, and you can see the effect of that now. But we're now going to come through very nicely here. Norris has gone quickest there. Little push of the overtake button as we fly around the final corner. Oh, and we go first briefly, but by 007. Piastri has taken it. Piastri has used the tow absolutely brilliantly, and he is going to take pole position for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Quite unbelievable. Max Verstappen in third there. That was an incredible qualifying session in the wet.
But don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
Well, we managed to qualify second. We'll certainly take that. Our first time would have only been good enough for 8th. So really, really important that we got that lap time in, and a real opportunity for us to fight for the win with Oscar Piastri in the race tomorrow.
Amid growing interest in the US and legions of fans added in the last couple of years, there is so much excitement for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. .8 miles and 3 straights. A good place to do some sightseeing at around 210 miles per hour. 17 corners should provide plenty of interest and lots of overtaking with 2 DRS zones. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Oscar Piastri lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Norris, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Sainz, Albon, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Hülkenberg, Gasly, Sargent, Ricciardo, Bottas, Russell, Zhou, Stroll, Leclerc, and Esteban Ocon lines up at the back of the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? We welcome to the commentary box Anthony Davidson. I'm Alex Jakes. We're both looking forward to a really intriguing race today. Well, they're having a better time than their teammates so far this year. How do you keep that momentum going? Well, it's all about forgetting last time, because that was a bit of a shocker. How do they change the story today?
You've got to put it behind you. Whatever happened last time, I was always told as a driver, park it, forget about it. Obviously, feel the pain when it happens, but then you can't dwell on it and carry that through to the next race. So put it behind you and just crack on with this race coming your way now.
Right then, here we are down on the track. There is a possibility of a 2-stopper today. Certainly not one we're looking at. Our pace was very, very strong on the medium tyres last time, so I'm looking forward to seeing how we might get on here. Not really sure why the times aren't as good there. It doesn't really make as much sense to me. Ah, it's that everything stays within the 34s. Okay. Whereas we might end up in the 135s if we were to keep on that trajectory. Yeah, I think bring that back then. Bring that back a lap. And I think we'll be okay. We'll get a bit of an undercut. We need to make sure that we bring that fuel down this time. But yeah, let's get into it. It's going to be an interesting battle into turn 1. Is anybody going for the soft tyres?
Gets underway, and every driver will be looking to
No,
settle in for
everybody
the race
is on
sure
the mediums then.
For the battle once the lights go out.
As I say, in practice, we were by far the quickest guy out there on the medium tyres, so I'm fairly confident that we can do something special here. We've just got to get out of that DRS range.
As all the cars reform the grid, the drivers will be hoping to get a strong
with
start.
the long straights
They'll want
here.
to earn some valuable points from today's race, with final communications being done with their race engineers, ensuring their planned strategies are all in place.
So here we go. Can we get a better launch than Oscar Piastri? We know it's not the end of the world if not. Just slot in behind him, try and slipstream him. Probably middle of the lap. And use some ERS to try and pull away from him. But it's one of those weird grids where some of the drivers are not starting on the straight. But here we go. We're ready for the lights here in Las Vegas. Lights out, away we go for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. It's a decent start off the grid for us, but it's Max Verstappen who flies around the outside into turn one. He took the risk and it paid off. And now we need to settle into this race, stay with the likes of Verstappen and Piastri. But yeah, I wasn't going to risk making contact with Max Verstappen. I'm fairly confident about our pace today, although a little bit of contact with the wall there is not going to help. Yeah, of course, in the wet we were taking very different lines. It's now getting back to performing on a dry track, and that's going to take a few laps to get used to for us. But yeah, as long as we stay with these guys into the straights, we should be okay, I think. That seems to be what we've done so far, and we've broken the 1 second window to Lando Norris. That's pretty huge. But you can see they are slightly quicker than us in a straight line, and Max Verstappen has slipstreamed past Oscar Piastri there. That is huge, and now Piastri is going to be under a lot of pressure from us. He seems to be looking after his ERS, and we are through. And now we're back up into second, and it's Verstappen versus Hamilton here.
We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of
as we go into lap 2, and of course there is DRS very early in this lap. But yeah, Piastri was charging the battery there, and not very nearly backfired. He could have ended up out of the 1 second window to us here, but he lost the lead, and I think that's probably enough for him. But yeah, that corner there, we're just struggling with understeer through that corner, and what we really don't want to do is lose a bit of that front wing. That will really hurt us. This has got to be a great chance to get past Max Verstappen. You can see we're already closing in on him. DRS open. This has got to be the chance. But yeah, we let Max Verstappen stay in front for now. Going to use ERS on the exit here and see if we can slipstream past him around the final corner. Well, I'm going to have to give that back. Yeah, we just didn't want to make contact, and yeah, it was a bit risky, wasn't it? Here comes Piastri, and we're going to have to just let him pass, because otherwise we'd have made contact there. And now Piastri side by side with Max Verstappen. So us potentially taking the lead has now turned into third place. I'll tell you what it's also done. It's brought Sergio Perez back into things as well. These guys are really slow. But we've got a chance down the inside of Max Verstappen here. Oh, well, that could have been ugly. Perez is right behind us. Max Verstappen in a lot of trouble here. Gonna have DRS in a second. DRS open. There's the ERS to push us the rest of the way. But look how quickly we're closing up on Oscar Piastri. A little bit of contact there, I think. Either with Perez or Verstappen. But this is unbelievable. What a start to this Las Vegas Grand Prix. And because of these long straights, it just keeps you in it. We go down the inside of Max Verstappen and we are through. We need to get into a good rhythm here. You feel like if we can run away with this race. But we're up into second, and I think that's really important because we're ahead of Max Verstappen now. I think he's the big threat of all of us in this race as to who might win. There's a much better turn through there. No understeer at all that time. We're saving up our ERS for this long straight. Dear me. That was really bad. That was really bad. We nearly completely binned the car. Somehow we managed to get back within DRS range of Oscar Piastri. That is unbelievable. The good news is Perez and Verstappen, they're going to be battling, so now we're more than a second ahead of them two. So if we can make a good move on Oscar Piastri here.
The pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
And I think we're going to be very difficult to stop in this race. Well, we're trying it around the outside. It looks like we're going to make it. And we have made it stick. There was a little bit of a love tap between us there. But we are through on Oscar Piastri. And now using the ERS to try and pull away. Well, we're coming into the pits this lap then. So, here we go.
Okay, focus. We
We're
need
in.
to stay on form.
Trying to get a bit of an undercut here. Well, slow stop. We had a slow rear there. That is not going to help, but we have got some clear air.
There seems to have been a problem attaching the left rear wheel. We need to try and put that behind us though, and let's finish this race strong. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
You would think hard tyres, we're going to have some good pace on in this race. A little bit of an undercut. I think Piastri will probably come out in front of us because of that mistake. But maybe in the middle sector we can pull that back, who knows. It seems everybody is in the pit lane, including Oscar Piastri. And we come round and we are comfortably in the lead. The undercut worked. And we're now 3 seconds ahead of Oscar.
ERS is low, ERS is low.
That's what we
Consider
needed.
changing mode on your MFD, or lift a little with gentle braking into corners to recharge it.
And now he's going to be battling with Max Verstappen, so that is huge for us. Well,
okay, we've been given a time penalty. It will go against our finishing time at the end of the race. Get your head down and let's get it done.
Could cost us the race victory. We just ran a little bit wide there. And now we're going to get a 3-second penalty. We've got 2 laps to go. We've got to make sure that these are inch-perfect laps, or we are going to lose this race to Max Verstappen. That is not what we want. Luckily, he seems to be battling with Oscar Piastri, and I think that will ultimately cost him enough time that we don't have too much to worry about, but boy oh boy have we messed up there. That was just a slight lapse in concentration. We go a little bit wide and yeah, it could cost us. Well, final lap of the race. Luckily, Piastri and Verstappen battling has given us a 4.5-second lead. What is more concerning, though, is that bottom right corner and how close we are to being out of fuel. So it's going to have to be a bit of a lift and course job, which is of course going to cost us time. But how much time? That is the question. It's decent. I think we're going to be okay here. We're going to use as much ERS as we can on this straight so that it's all going to be about the final stretch. And there we go. I think we're okay. I think we've saved enough fuel. It looks like Max Verstappen is going to be the one that finishes second, but we're going to meet the checkered flag first. Lewis Hamilton wins here in Las Vegas.
Great work, lads. Great work. What a result for the team. So happy for you all and so grateful to you all. Let's keep pushing. This is super positive.
The longest winner streak of his career is over. Lewis Hamilton takes the checkered flag.
Well, they showed true grit out there today, not to be outdone by the rough circumstances, many points that came their way today. A job well done, not the easiest of days, but they walk away with a race victory.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
Well, that was brilliant. And there we are. What a brilliant victory here in Las Vegas. That was terrific.
Well, what
There
an
we go,
end
we
to
take
another
it.
fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who's joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Fair play to Charles Leclerc and George Russell, who battled their way into the top 10. Sergio Perez disappointingly finishes outside of the top 10 in P12. But what it does mean is that we are now 26 points ahead of George Russell in the Drivers' Championship, with 2 races to go, starting with the Qatar Grand Prix next time out, with the Qatar Sprint as well. In the Constructors, we should have secured second. We're not too far off, still being in with a shot of the actual title, mainly because of Sergio Perez's poor performances once again this season. But yes, very, very good. Good victory to have there in Las Vegas. Wasn't expecting that, but we did very, very well. We've now moved up to 92 rating by the looks of that. Let's have a look. Yep, the racecraft goes up. Awareness goes up. Pace goes up. Focus takes a massive rise, and we are well into the 92 rating now. And we're doing very well indeed. We did fail a couple of objectives this weekend, though, which was a shame. But let's come out of it then. 2 races to go this season. And the next one starts out in Qatar. Another track that we love. And yeah, should do well at, you would imagine. We got another trophy that's come our way. And there it is, the Las Vegas trophy in the bank. And that is our 5th win of the season, I believe. Yep, 5th win of the year. To go with our Imola, Spain, Belgium and Italy wins. All coming on fairly high speed tracks, really, you would say. Certainly Belgium, Italy, Las Vegas. So that bodes well for Qatar next time out. I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are too. If you've enjoyed this video, then make sure you give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 content. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.